everyone, and welcome to Military Mondays. If you and I don't know each other, I would love to get to know you. I am a retired Air Force major, and I served on all sides of the service. In other words, I was active duty, I was a spouse, and I was a reservist. If you want to learn more, you're going to have to go to militarymondays.info and watch past episodes of Military Mondays. You will also see some amazing interviews with veteran-owned businesses or businesses that support veterans or spouses, because as a spouse, traveling and moving around every 3 to 4 or 5 years, it's really hard to keep going with a job, and many of those spouses have their own business from home, and so I like to spotlight them and highlight them so that we can get the word out about their business. But today I have an amazing gentleman on. He and I met through networking. If you haven't seen a common thread in my interviews, I meet a lot of people out networking. So if you have a business and you're struggling with networking, please reach out to me. I totally can help you with that. I have connections all over the U.S., not just here in Colorado Springs where I live. But Rommel and I met through a mastermind, and we got talking, and he loves helping veterans. And today we're going to talk about aid and attendance. But Rommel, thank you so much for being on the show, and give us a little bit of why. Why do you love supporting veterans? Why do you like helping them?
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, so we have Nellis Air Force Base out here. And being that we have Nellis Air Force Base, we have a lot of our military families, their loved ones, fathers, uncles, grandparents. And that's my passion and why I wanted to help the senior members of our community here in Las Vegas, but more specifically our veterans, because we have a very large veteran population out here in Las Vegas.
Awesome. And before we get into the aid and attendance, just so that people know who you are other than somebody I met networking, tell us a little bit about what you do other than helping veterans.
So with my company, it's called Peace of Mind Placements. What we do is we are everything senior care and senior housing out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So basically, what is senior care? That's getting any type of medical care that the senior may need. So it could be getting doctors, specific kind of doctors, getting home health services, getting hospice services, getting caregivers to come to the home, and basically taking care of their non-medical needs. In terms of senior housing, what that means is I can help seniors here in Las Vegas to go ahead and find either assisted living, memory care communities, independent living, like apartments. And I also help place individuals into or finding options in terms of what are called group homes.
Awesome. And, when you and I were talking after the mastermind, we're not going to talk about all of them today. We're just going to talk about aid and attendance. But I believe you said there's either 20 or 21 benefits that most veterans don't even realize they have. And so I will be featuring Rommel on multiple shows in the future, because I think it's important for us to understand our benefits. And many people don't even realize the benefits they have, or maybe their family. So as we age, maybe I'm the one that needs the assistance, but my kids are taking care of me, and my kids don't understand who to ask or what benefits I have available so that they don't have to dip into their pockets, or they don't have to dip into their pockets as much if you haven't planned accordingly. So that's why I wanted to bring Rommel on today. And today, like I said, we're going to talk about aid and attendance. So I'm going to pass it over to you and let you share what exactly that is and how people take advantage of it.
Very good. Thanks, Brenda. So let me just start off by giving a definition of what is the VA aid and attendance benefit. So it's basically for wartime veterans and their surviving spouses, 65 and older, who may be entitled to a tax-free benefit called aid and attendance provided by the Department of Veterans Administration. Basically, the benefit is designed to provide financial aid to help offset the cost of long-term care for those who need assistance with all the daily activities of living, such as bathing, dressing, eating, toileting, and transferring. So that's basically a lot of words that give a definition. So what really all that means is that because the veterans have served their country, they are entitled to this particular type of benefit when they get to be over 65 or older, that can help them or their spouse or their family be able to find housing for them. And the VA benefit, the aid in attendance, can help in conjunction with Social Security, with any other kind of pension or any kind of retirement that the particular veteran may have. So basically, I'll also kind of give out some numbers here. So basically, it's for these different periods of war. So it's World War II from December 7th, 1941 through December 31st, 1946. It's also for the Korean conflict, which the periods are June 27th, 1950 to January 31st, 1955. The other period of war is the Vietnam conflict or the Vietnam War. So we have two dates here, August 5th, 1964 to May 7th, 1975. Now, they kind of extended it out a little bit earlier if you were a veteran who served in the Republic of Vietnam during this particular period. And that would be from February 28th, 1961 to May 7th, 1975. So it gave it almost about a 3-year
add-on.
Yeah, add-on from the beginning part, if I could say that. So basically, these are some of the requirements that you need in order to avail of this benefit. You must have served 90 days active duty, with 1 day being during a period of war, and you need to be also honorably discharged. The active combat or being in a period of war, you don't have to have been actively in combat. You just had to be serving active duty with a 1 day, I guess, requirement.
1 day, yeah, one day during that period. So if you started 1 day before the end of that period, you qualify, is basically what you're saying. Or if you had that gap in between the Korean War and the Vietnam War, there was like a 9-year gap or something that you mentioned. If your last day was the first day of that period, then they would qualify, is what you're telling me, right?
Correct.
Awesome. And even if they were stateside, they don't have to have been overseas in combat. They could be serving at a desk job here in the US, anywhere, and they would qualify. I just wanted to clarify that.
Right. And there are two other requirements There's something called countable assets. So that's everything that you have. Could be houses, anything of that sort. Your countable assets must not exceed $138,489. So that's just kind of a rough number that we need to keep. And then the other thing is there's something called countable income. Must be less than their maximum annual pension rate. And I know this is a little bit complicated, but those are two other requirements that the veteran must have in order to be eligible for this benefit. There are other documents that are needed. You need a copy of your military discharge separation papers, also known as a DD-214. If you have a surviving spouse, say the veteran has passed away and the surviving spouse wants to avail of this benefit, they need to provide a copy of the marriage certificate. You also have to have a copy of the Social Security benefits letter. You need a document that includes all your income, pensions, retirement, interest income from investments, annuities, and rental income, etc. And that's related to the topic that I talked about, or the term that I use, countable assets. You also have to have tax documents from the previous year. So say we were filing or we were trying to get the benefit for 2022, you would need your 2021 income tax returns. So yeah, those are the documents that you need. And just to give the audience and the veterans, so for example, if you had a single veteran, they could possibly make up to $1,936 a month. So let's just say the single veteran has about $1,000 in Social Security benefits, or $1,000 in a VA pension. That would be added to the 1,936 for this VA aid in attendance. So basically, the veteran would be having roughly about $2,900 to be able to pay for assisted living or memory care or whatever type of housing would be based for their care. If you had a surviving spouse, meaning it was a veteran who passed away, but then the spouse is surviving, if they can avail of this benefit, they can get up to $1,244 a month. If you have the veteran and the spouse that are both living, but say the veteran needs the assistance, then it would be $2,295 for that veteran. Now, if you have just a so that was to say the veteran that needed the assistance, but if say the wife in this example also needed assistance, they could get $1,518 a month. So just some numbers just to help out, kind of give the audience kind of a roadmap of what some of the basically what kind of money we'll be talking about for these veterans.
So Rommel, I know that right now you are based in Vegas, but I know you have a big vision to help people all across the US. So if somebody is somewhere else and not in Vegas, they can reach out to you and get help with this and get plugged in. You can connect them to people wherever it is that they need to get connected to the veteran service officers or whatever, correct? It doesn't matter where they are, they can reach out to you.
Yes, that is correct, Brenda.
Awesome. And, you know, I just think there are so many people, like we heard all of this. I heard this when I retired. They gave me a big long laundry list of all of your benefits, but how many of us remember all that big long laundry list of benefits that they gave us? And do we remember when we go to do something like long-term care or palliative care, that are we remembering those benefits? So if you are currently taking care of your parents, because a lot of times I think that's what happens. It's not necessarily the spouse, because the spouse doesn't have the, not that older people don't have the cognitive function, but as we get older, we tend to forget things. So I am and Rommel today are speaking more to the younger generation that have parents that have served, that you could step in and say to the spouse or to your parent that needs to be taken care of, what about your veteran benefits? Let's reach out to a veteran service officer. Let's reach out to Rommel and let's get connected and find out what you do have in benefits, because I think too often veterans don't take advantage of the benefits they have, and it's not because they don't want to take advantage of them. It's because they don't know that they even have them, or they forget.
They forget about it. Correct.
Yeah, exactly. So anything else you want to share about aid and attendance?
Yes. So if there's anybody out there that's interested, you need to ask either a veteran service officer, or there are a lot of veteran advocacy groups throughout the United States that, whether they charge a fee or they do it as a, pro bono, or I don't know how you call it, charitably. You would ask that if you want to join or you want to avail of this benefit, you'd want to use VA form 21-526. And if you tell that to whoever it is that's going to try to help you out, they'll know what that means with the VA form 21-526.
Awesome.
Thanks,
and would you do me a favor, Rommel, when we get done, will you put your contact information and that form number in the chat so that people don't have to keep replaying and try to remember what it is? They can just go, you probably can even put a link right to the online form. And if you would do that, that would greatly assist anybody watching this or passing it on to their family members or anybody they know that might need this assistance right now. And I so look forward to having Rommel on, because there are so many other benefits that he is super aware of, and how you can take advantage of them as a veteran. So be watching future episodes, because I will have him on and we will talk about the other benefits that are available to you. And if you are a veteran, a spouse, or maybe you're just a business that supports veterans like Rommel, I would love to have a conversation with you if you have a business, because I want to get the word out about you and your business, because I truly believe that our community wants to support veterans. And so many times as veterans, we're not like, oh my God, I'm a veteran-owned business. We kind of keep it quiet. And so I want to get the word out about you. So if that's you, please go to Military Mondays with an S.info. So Military Mondays with an S.info. I will also put that in the chat. That's where you can apply to potentially be on the show, and you can go back and watch past episodes of some amazing veteran-owned or veteran-friendly businesses. So thanks again so much for being on today, Rommel. I appreciate you, and I look forward to future shows where we share more of those benefits that many people are not taking advantage of.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Brenda.
You're welcome. And with that, I hope to see you all next Monday on Military Mondays. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.